thought you was gonna play with my
Let's
frog.
go play with my frog.
He's holding the frog up the frog's legs. I
Yeah.
thought you was gonna play with my frog.
And it looks like we are.
Unscripted.
Really? All right. You say so.
Got little Christmas trees surrounding us right now. I know you guys, we can't see it, but
Yeah, that's a good design. Yeah, we saw that in the little chat.
Love
Nice.
that, man.
Hey, thanks, bud.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, bud.
Yeah,
Hey,
buddy.
you want to talk about
Good
SmackDown?
Yeah,
design, bud.
Hello, buddy.
You guys want to talk about the SmackDown?
I think we should just talk about the UFOs for half an hour.
Okay, that's fine.
Fucking
So-
San Diego,
You're gonna make the
Temecula,
thumbnail. You're gonna make the
Oregon,
thumbnail
New Jersey.
really easy, Craig. You're making
Shit's
the
getting
thumbnail
fucked.
really easy on me, buddy. I need you to take that picture right now of you.
That's a
Yeah.
3-hour pod with Cruz down there.
Have like the fucking beam lifting you up out of your chair, Craig. As if that really happened.
Fucking straight up
Fantastic.
like fire in the sky.
One of
Just-
us reaching out for you, like trying to grab you, like no.
It's not
I
fire
thought
in the
they were
sky
in
in the
different
theater,
states.
dude. Shit still scares me to this day.
The syrup falling off the table.
I
Is
gotta
that
watch
one?
that.
Which
Is
one?
he's hiding under,
That was
he's
based off
hiding
the
on the
true story.
table?
Oh, he's hiding under the table. He's like, ah,
And the
ah,
syrup
and
was
fucking
dripping off
syrup
the-
dripping,
in
you
the
know?
side of
My
it.
God. Yeah, good one.
That was based off a true story.
Yeah.
Definitely is true.
I believe it.
I believe it nowadays. A lot of weird stuff going on.
I believed it in fucking 1994. I believe it now.
Yeah. Yeah. So SmackDown.
Yeah, what's going on? Because it's literally happening right now.
Apparently, Luke Gallows defeated Giovanni Vinci for some reason. I don't know what. Oh,
Yikes.
dark match.
Good. Put that on. Oh,
Dark
dark
match.
match.
I was like, what? Why you want to put that into?
Chelsea Green actually defeated Bailey
Chelsea Green
to go on for the United States title. And looks like I'm wrong. My Tiffany Stratton's out. She got defeated by Mi Chin. So, damn.
Oh my! So
She's
she's gotta be Naya. She's gotta be Naya.
That's why. Oh yeah. So I guess what happens was Nia was kind of like down talking her in the back, saying like, "Oh, it only takes it takes a certain special someone to be a singles champion." Like basically like saying you're not going to be a singles champion here. And even Candice was kind of like joining in on it. And she's like, "Hey Nia, I got me and you a tag team championship match next week for her. Candice and Nia." So they're totally building up the Tiffany now. And now the train's gonna keep rolling on that.
Is there any women? What's the women's? Is Nia fighting on Saturday night's main event tomorrow or tonight?
That's a good question. I don't even.
Pull it up. I'm gonna pull
Oh,
up the card
I know.
right now.
Io is fighting. Io is
Could be a
fighting.
blow up.
Right?
They didn't fight in the 80s, so they're not fighting on Saturday Night's Main Event Retro Edition tonight.
Yeah, because they've added a lot of.
There's a good amount of matches. Yeah, you might as well pull that card up, pal. I totally forgot to grab that card.
Unless it was Moolah
fucking
and
forgot.
Wendy Richter, Saturday Night's Main Event.
Literally
Oh,
forgot that was
Right.
So
While,
On the-
while you're pulling that
on
card
these
up,
on these that we showed that I showed you guys on the earlier one, there was actually
Classic.
a Wendy Richter 7-Eleven
Really?
1985 Slurpee cup.
I think that's amazing.
wow.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
Joe, spend 10 seconds and what you just held up. You in storage, you had 8 out of the 10 7-Eleven 1987, you said? Or 88, 6?
Yeah, I think 9 out of 12 of the Slurpee fucking big gulp 7-Eleven 1985 cups.
That is crazy.
That's awesome.
Junkyard Dog. Nikolai Volkov.
It's racist.
Show you something, guy.
Savage and Elizabeth.
That's really good.
Roddy Piper.
Wow, yeah.
Man, Drake gotta be,
Yeah.
Have a
The other
Slurpee,
ones
man.
are
Don't
so
get brain
fun.
freeze.
I got these bad boys. Look at these bad boys. Huh? Got a little WrestleMania.
Man, what a difference, right?
Yeah, I know. Look at that. Look at all the ladies right there.
Where'd you get those from?
I have no idea.
Oh, there was like
You
a
said WrestleMania.
The
there was
WrestleMania
a chicken restaurant around here called Bojangles, I think, which had retro cups where you get like retro
Where is this
demolition, and
from?
this is in the last couple of months. And Heart Foundation cups.
Oh,
I was
nice.
like, whoa,
Really?
yeah.
Bojangles chicken joint, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Carl's Jr.
Not bad.
Carl's Jr.
Oh, there's
Got these at
CJs.
Carl's Jr. in 2000. I think 2018. Yeah, 2018. Yeah, what a difference, huh? Huge difference.
Oh, you
What's
mean
that- what's that card
Hardee's?
looking
I
like?
don't know. People on
Yeah,
that.
what's that card looking like, Jesse Poo?
It's the Women's United States Championship Finals, like we just mentioned, with Chelsea Green. And then we have a singles match for the Women's World Championship.
What was
Liv
Chelsea
Morgan.
Green fighting? Sorry.
Michin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Chelsea's gonna win.
So Chelsea Green.
I hope so.
Probably.
She deserves it, man. She's worked so fucking hard.
I'm a Meat Chant fan, but I get Chelsea doing it. She's
Chelsea Green,
Simon
she
Rowe.
deserves it. Like, she totally deserves it.
And apparently WWE
right.
stopped. It was going to be Cardona and Chelsea Green versus I forget what other partners. It was going to be in GCW, and WWE said nope.
What? That makes no sense.
So.
because they're putting this on her probably right now and they're doing
Oh,
and
yeah.
Cardona's in AEW now too. So
Oh, did he just
Where
did he
was that?
officially join?
So that's for
He
the
was
that's
on
for the
Dynamite.
US title.
Yeah,
that's for the US
and he's
title
on
or the
Ring of
IC
Honor
title?
too. Like, he's facing Chris Jericho for the Ring of
That's-
Honor Championship.
That's US title, buddy.
That's the US title. Who's the women's IC title finals? We know that yet, or
It
They
is.
haven't done it yet.
No, yeah, they
they
haven't.
haven't done
Yeah,
it yet,
next
okay.
week. I believe
Okay.
EO's advanced though.
Yeah,
EO has
so
advanced.
EO's advanced.
on later today on Saturday Night's Main Event.
Valkyrie has advanced as well
Yeah.
on the IC side.
Oh yeah, that's
Uh,
who. Yeah. Okay.
Liv Morgan defends the Women's World Championship against Io Sky on
That's
Saturday Night's Main
the
Event.
match, yeah.
No,
Oh,
Luther-
that's gonna be great.
good.
It's gonna be angry.
It's a triple threat now for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest.
they're saying they're going to give it to
yeah.
Finn, right?
Uh,
A lot
they
of
don't want
rumors
Finn
that-
taking the pinfall if he's not winning it. They don't want him taking the pinfall because he's getting a push.
Because they got
He is getting a push.
He's getting a push in
Yep,
2020.
he's
So-
getting a push.
but Damian
Damian-
has lost twice in a row on 2 pay-per-views. So like, how does that work out?
Probably different. He's going down a different
So
path, I guess.
So they gonna lose. So is Gunther lose? Like, so they
No.
don't want. Well, they don't want Finn taking the pinfall, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to give
Mhm.
Damian the pinfall.
Well, that's the
after
rumor that we hear.
Two losses in a row. So
I assume Gunther's going to win because Finn's push is supposed to start next year, but they also don't want him taking any pinfalls right now. They want
But
to.
has-
are they burying Priest?
Yes.
I guess so.
Yes. Just say it. Yes. Yeah.
No, I'm just asking.
That's the only other guy in the
like,
match.
no,
like,
I mean,
if we're hearing that, if we're hearing that, there's no way that they're gonna have Finn lose.
yeah.
Gunther's probably not gonna lose, so that's
Yes.
Priest losing again for 3
There'll be
pay-per-views in a
shenanigans.
row.
There'll be shenanigans, but yeah.
Well, let's talk about it for real. Damian needs a retool.
Mhm.
It's over.
But-
That's what I was
Gunther
going to say. I
doesn't
see a
have-
reset coming for him, is what I see. Yeah.
Gunther doesn't have to get pinned either, so it could just further the Priest and Finn story. Priest
But it's triple threat, so there's no DQ. So somebody
It
has
seems
to
like what they're doing because, like, Triple H seems that he has, like, there's always a method behind his madness.
Yeah.
And two pay-per-views in a row, the way Damian lost was that Finn cost him the title or
Yeah.
distracted him, and then he gets caught in that fucking choke. So more than likely, the same ending for the 3rd time in a row will happen on Saturday Night's Main Event. Finn will do something. Damian will have Gunther dead to rights. Finn will do something, and then Gunther will choke him out, and that will be the end of it. So that's
Right.
probably what's going to happen, leading to Damian's just going to be on like a hell-bent path to destroy Finn because of the fact that Finn, for the 3rd time in a row, has cost him the World Heavyweight Championship. So more than likely, that's what it seems like to me.
I mean,
And
that's
if
the
you-
only thing I can figure out. Like, especially because like when you look at Gunther's 2024 stats, I mean, I know we're not doing it tonight or whatever, but like 2024, like Gunther seems like wrestler of the year. I mean, like in terms of stats and things like that. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
they're just gonna like.
Yeah.
I think he beats Cody. I think he beats like have to like everybody else in terms of
Yeah.
what's going on. Like at least
Yeah.
what he's brought to the ring.
I talked about
I
it
don't think
early
they
this year
watched that.
or late last year, Joe. I thought Gunther was the most improved person over that year, especially in his mic work. I think he's excellent, especially for someone who's definitely in his 2nd, maybe 3rd language. Gunther has done a fantastic job. He's always been pummeling in there. He does great match work, and he's so hard nosed. It's so stiff in there, but in a good way. I like everything about Gunther, and I'm glad he got the title run that he got, and then he
Well, he
broke
puts
the
on a
IC
great
record. I
match
mean,
every
it's-
time he
it's-
steps in the ring.
because now,
Oh,
you know
it's
what? I just
fantastic.
thought about it in my head
Yeah.
because they are building for, or eventually we're going to get Gunther and
Cody.
Goldberg.
Ugh.
Yeah, probably.
So are
Yeah,
they
'cause
thinking?
said that-
Are they
said
thinking
this.
they don't
Really?
want Gunther defending the title against them, and that's what they're gonna? Maybe they will take it off
No.
them for now, or are they
Gunther,
going to do
Goldberg,
that? Well, I don't know. I guess Gunther
Yawn.
and Goldberg would headline with the world title,
Boring.
What? Headline what?
Hold
like
on.
a like a Raw or a
Headline what?
Saturday night, maybe next Saturday night.
no, it'd probably be Crown Jewel.
Not
That's
at
the
all.
only thing that's
Not
going to
at all.
help.
Yeah, no, yeah. Actually, that's
Yeah.
Because the Prince right now is jerking off the Goldberg fucking reruns from 1998.
Zola. Oh no, I better.
How
Oh,
can
yeah.
anyone still? All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
Hey,
was about to let
Bob,
loose right now.
Well, then this
How can
kind of does
anyone
play
give
in
a
because
shit about Goldberg?
everyone's forgetting about
We
the
do.
uncrowned,
Well,
heavyweight champion.
the only person is the fucking
I know.
Prince
You
from
don't
have
1998.
taste,
Like he's like, no,
Craig?
it's good. Yeah.
What?
You don't have taste
I
in
know.
Goldberg
I know.
and good
I know
wrestler.
what Jess is gonna say.
The uncrowned heavyweight champion is facing Sami Zayn on Saturday Night's Main Event as well. You all forget
Really
about
good.
him. He's going to win the fucking title at WrestleMania. That's proper. That's appropriate.
Wait, I'm
And
sorry,
I'm
what?
glad they're waiting for that.
Damn it, what?
Drew
What do we-
McIntyre's taking on Sami Zayn, and Drew McIntyre is the uncrowned heavyweight.
Oh yeah,
champion.
tonight. Yeah, or Saturday night. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Boring.
Yep. What else you got
What
on
do-
there?
What do
Yeah,
we think
Cody
about
and,
what's going on with what do we think about the CM Punk and the favor? Like, where's that going?
It's got to play into a main event / world title shot because CM
Well,
Punk's only here for that.
Supposedly,
I mean,
him and
that's just
Rollins are booked for the
I
Netflix
only
Raw
asked
debut.
because on Raw they had the
Yep.
they had the interview, right? And he was like, I don't want to talk about it, but it's like,
Yeah,
well,
Yeah.
now
It's
we're
between
going
me
to
and
talk about
Paul.
it. Like,
Between me
come
and
on,
Paul.
you know, like
It's
so
personal.
Where
stringing you
where's it
along.
going?
Talk
Is
about
it-
it.
you know, and then obviously, I think right after that, Seth, in his interview in the ring, was like, "I did the only thing you've never done was headline a WrestleMania." So it's like, okay,
Ooh.
is that
So
foreshadowing
yeah,
to
that's
what's
Punk's
going
base.
But
It's
see,
on?
that's
always
what's
been his big
crazy.
thing
There,
is-
there
yeah.
could be so many
Or they
different
had fake
storylines
guests.
for the World Heavyweight title that it could
Yeah.
be Punk and Rollins, it could be Punk and McIntyre, it could be if I guess I don't know if Finn wins it, who would beat Finn?
Well,
for
not
it
even
to-
that. Like
yeah.
we're kind of pigeonholing Punk there. Like it could be Cody and Punk. Why
That's
not?
what I was about to say.
Like,
That's true.
why-
Depending on what Punk wins, yeah.
Roman
Or
doesn't
Rumble or-
have to get a title shot at WrestleMania.
Like what happen? What
He doesn't.
happens if they? What happens if somehow the favor is, say, like I don't know, like Punk somehow gets number 30 for Royal Rumble, goes in, wins Royal Rumble, and then it's like
That-
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
he uses the favor to
That
get
could
number
be.
30 for Royal Rumble, and then it's like I want Cody.
That's a good. That's a
fucking-
good guess. That's
Yeah.
actually a very
Cody.
very possible.
I think
guess. Highly possible.
if you're going to sell out that big, I think it's going to be Roman and Punk at Mania.
well, I don't mean to rain on your parade. They've already sold the fucking venues out. Like even though they've already.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
WrestleMania is fine. Like they don't need to like do it. It's fine.
No, they've only sold like 5%.
No, that's you're thinking of all
I'll
in
be
in
so
Texas.
mad.
They've only
I'll be
sold
so
3,000
mad
tickets.
if the Punk favor.
WrestleMania 47 is already sold out. Just so you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be so
it's
pissed
already sold out.
if Punk's
but
favor was
yeah,
like
well,
the fucking ice cream bars.
And it's gonna be fucking
fucking
Doink
pissed.
the Clown versus the Bushwhackers in a
That
fucking
would be
handicap
fuck-
match. Like, it's,
Doesn't
Punk as
doesn't
Doink.
matter. The machine.
I
is
don't.
real.
I don't think that.
This is what I
don't
had to
think the
do to get a
Bushwhackers-
main event.
Um,
and with 2 nights
By the
they
way,
could do a bunch of different things, and you know what I mean. Like they and Triple H
Did
is
you-
super into swerving us all the time. So
Jess,
and
did you get the whole card down? on that?
no,
Sorry,
there's one more match, but I want to cap off what we were just talking about as well.
Yeah.
I believe they're going to go for history, which is there's nobody that has main evented a WrestleMania 3 years in a row, to my knowledge, and there's been no match
how's that?
that there's no
What?
match. There's been. I mean, Hogan in the old era, yes, but I mean, I don't think Hogan was broken because WrestleMania 4, Hogan didn't main event.
Well, yeah, but Hogan,
Yeah,
like WrestleMania 1, 2, and 3 is Hogan.
Yes,
Yeah, but he was tag team in one. He wasn't really.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, that doesn't count. Like that's
because
Hogan.
I think,
Like, it's-
or they're doing like,
like,
a
if it was-
combination of the same
if it was-
match because
if
the
it was
only other.
fucking if it was Brutus Beefcake and fucking Mr. T versus
Let's do it.
Orndorff, you know, like
Understood.
it's not
Understood.
like you know,
Yeah, but
that's
or
Hogan.
they're going with a combination of the same matchup. In other words, like there might be a 3-way. It could be Roman, Rock, and Cody. The Roman Reigns and Cody has main evented 39, 40, and rumor has it they're somehow going to get together for 41, which will be the first time
Wow.
ever that a combination of the
Same
two
event.
have main evented, because Austin and The Rock did not. They main evented 2, but they didn't main event 19.
So is that
So-
when the turn happens for Cody?
No, they
possibly.
didn't. They didn't main event 18.
No, they didn't main event 19.
They main evented.
They've never done it 3 times in a row. The
17 and
only
19
the only
or
3 other people that would be close, the only 2 other people that would be close to have main evented 3 WrestleManias is Rock and Austin. They main evented 2, but their third match they did not main event. So that's this will break that record. Yeah. So they main evented WrestleMania 15, 17, and then they faced each other on 19, but they weren't the main event. It was Angle and Brock.
Angle and Brock.
So
they were the main event at 15.
Yes,
15
Yep.
and 17.
That was their first match was Mania 15. Then
15.
they rematched.
Yeah,
in
that's
17.
where Big Boss Man was killed in the Hell in a Cell, where he was.
Who was champs at 15?
The Rock was champion, and then Austin beat him.
Like world champ?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Austin won his first title in 14, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he won his first title from
Against
Shawn
Shawn
at
Michaels,
14, and then he won it. He won it from The Rock at 15, and then he beat The Rock again at 17
Wow.
for the title. So they were the closest, and then Taker and Triple H have had 3 WrestleMania matches, but none of them main evented.
Yeah. No,
So Cody and Roman would break. They would be
Cody?
the first 2 people to be in the main event for 3 in a row, especially,
and for the title,
and then with each other, for the title.
Yeah. So that's gonna be crazy.
So I don't know how to put it into words, but Triple H probably knows. He's there. I feel like they can't lay off Roman and Cody somehow.
The third match
even though they could,
is more interesting to me. That's more interesting to me than
so
the first
there's
two.
that
Yeah,
there.
but Cody and Roman as both as faces, like that's they're it was
Cody's gonna turn.
Yeah, but
probably.
if you throw the Rock in there,
that's boring.
if you throw the Rock in there, there's no problems.
Yeah, he might even ref.
Like in a triangle match. Yeah.
That.
What about it?
God damn
what about
it!
if you
That's
throw
what
a
it is,
fucking-
huh? That's the.
What if you don't
Oh
throw a
fuck,
Rock
guys,
there?
you're right. Why the fuck didn't I even think about that?
God damn it.
Motherfucker!
What if you don't?
God damn
What
it!
if you don't throw Rock in there? What if you throw Brock in there?
He fucking held his fingers up 3 triangle
God
match.
damn it,
God
Dad!
damn
That's
it.
what it's been this
I
whole
didn't even think
fucking
about
time.
that.
He shows up
shit.
in the Discord call right now. He's like, I told you. I tried to tell you guys. No one let me talk. No one gave me
I
like.
mean, this is
the
so
only place I
fucking
could do
clear.
it. Like,
But the main event of Saturday Night's main event
see.
is Cody Rhodes defending his WWE Undisputed Championship, even though they have a World Heavyweight Championship, but this is undisputed, against Kevin Owens.
I'm really fucking
which will be
pissed
a
right now.
really good match. And I do like
Done.
the storyline. I like what they've been doing with Kevin Owens.
yeah.
Kevin Owens is awesome no matter what he does. You know, Cody's going to win, obviously. However, it's going to be a great match. I like the storyline. I
It'll
like
be fun.
everything.
It'll be fun. It'll be a fun match.
God damn.
Yeah.
it.
So how
I'm
long is
excited
this
to
going to
watch.
be?
I-
Is this
I
is
always
on network
enjoyed-
TV, right? This is going to be like a
Peacock.
PLE on Peacock, and it's going to be 3 hours.
I believe it's going to be on
You know?
NBC. I could be wrong. Let me see. Hang on a second.
Well,
I mean, it's
Well,
on
it would be.
it's on NBC. It's on NBC and Peacock.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. This
Yeah,
event will be simulcast, airing on NBC and streaming on Peacock in the United
Nice.
States.
So it's gonna have
so it'll be
restrictions.
2 hours. It will
It's a,
be.
yeah, it's a 2 hour special. Which 5 matches
That's
in 2
gonna be
hours? I
fast.
like it. Like, why don't they fucking PLEs, 3 hour PLEs of fucking
These are gonna be
4
bangers.
or 5 matches?
They're gonna be bangers tomorrow.
Well, I don't have to watch an hour of fucking preloads and shit. That'd be good. That'd be nice.
I have
Give
to
me a
watch
banger.
fucking 2 hours of goddamn commercials.
Exactly.
I don't. Sorry.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Shifting back to Monday, can we talk about Liv and Dakota Kai for a second, and can we talk about Raquel and whoo man, did you guys see those matches? Was that the
Oh,
only
yeah.
watch Raw on Monday?
No, Raw was amazing.
Raquel and-
Those-
Raquel and,
Raw
Rhea?
was good actually. I liked Raw. The matches
Raw's
were
really good.
Yeah, I don't
They
know.
should keep
but
it
I
2
don't know if
hours,
you
and
guys
they're not
saw
going
the-
to, but they should keep it 2 hours.
I know.
Right.
I was thinking the same
thing.
But if you guys saw the spot
It's so
work with
funny.
Dakota
Sorry,
Kai
Dave.
and Liv,
Pause. Keep your thought because I want you to say what you say. But because I'll forget this. So forever, we were like, Raw doesn't need to be 3 hours. Raw forever. We were saying this.
Yes.
And then, yes, it got more watchable under the Triple H era. I will give it that. But it's still too long.
It's still long.
People are complaining that it's only 2 hours now.
Oh.
They're fucking complaining.
And that's how
I'm
we're gonna get
what are
3
we
hours of
doing?
Raw and SmackDown in fucking 2025. God damn it!
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
I'm
gonna
like,
be able
what
to
are you
keep up with that.
doing?
I'm not
Like,
gonna
what are
be
you
able to keep
talking
up
about?
with
Like, 2 hours is perfect. We don't need a 3 hour Raw
2
or
hours is
SmackDown.
perfect.
Now, if they do an anniversary show or a special show, have fun with your 3 hours. Do whatever you want.
Or a random
But,
one every month or
yeah,
whatever.
People are actually bitching. Even Brian Alvarez and them are like, Raw needs it. Yeah. I was like, for years you were bitching that 3 hours is too long. And even when Triple H made it better, we were still like,
Change
it's
those
better.
clicks, bro.
Thank you for making it better. But it's still too long at 3 hours. And I will agree with that.
It
Raw
just
should
take-
only be
it's
2 hours.
for a Monday when you're just
There's
getting
no-
back into the week. You know,
There's no
you
reason
get-
a wrestling
too
show,
much.
like a random wrestling show, should be 3 hours long. It's just fucking not.
It's too much. It's too much. Because you put
Yeah,
dumb
it's not
skits in
appealing.
there, and I get mad at the dumb skits because like I want a nice tight.
Yeah.
Tight.
After you get
They
back
don't do
from
too
the
much
date,
of the
you
dumb
tight.
skits no more though, but at least
Well,
No,
because it's 2 hours.
I mean,
Well,
we
I
all
mean,
like when
even
it's
then,
tight.
too.
It's got to be tight.
It's gotta be tight. When you
Like
get
it
back
tight.
from your leave, make it tight.
Tight, tight, tight.
Tight, tight, tight.
Yeah, take that.
Yeah,
Dave,
that's
go ahead.
good.
Yeah,
Sorry. What were
yeah.
you saying?
No,
Dave?
I was
He was
just
talking about the
I was
matches.
just saying that Liv and Dakota.
Dave, I was just
don't
gonna
know if
say
you guys
that
really.
3 hours is too long.
No,
That's what I
yeah.
was gonna say.
No, that's what I was gonna
Like,
say.
Dave's like, I was
no,
just
totally,
saying,
like,
live is
couldn't-
tight, 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 and it's like I would agree.
Whoa, no, it's not. Not what I was gonna say.
Sorry, that's what I was gonna say.
Not that it's not untrue, but hey, I mean, what I was trying to say was Liv was hitting spots. I don't know if you guys really noticed. You know, when everything's going so fast and they already know where to be and everything's just flowing perfectly. Like you'll see certain matches, you're like, these guys just meld together. Like Dakota Kai and Liv was that kind of match.
Yeah, they
too.
had a really good match.
They didn't miss a spot, dude. It was insane. And
Oh, they
then
look
the
good.
run-ins at the end. Yeah, and then you had Raquel and
Rhea.
and Rhea go at it. And cuz you and I have talked about this all the time on the lower levels, those two beat the crap out of
Oh,
each
yeah.
other for years.
Mhm.
Like
NXT,
they
baby.
punished each other in NXT. And I was so looking forward to it, and that didn't disappoint either. They punished, and then all the run-ins again with oh gosh, I'm totally losing
Like all the women.
with a person. Yeah, with basically all the women. And Liv came in, and all the run-ins were perfect. And then holding the title up and trying to pull it from each other at the end with Rhea and
Io.
and Sky.
Yeah, Rhea and Io.
Yeah,
Yep.
and we're forgetting what's funny about Io too is that I don't know if people ever knew, like if you didn't watch NXT or if you didn't watch Independence, you didn't watch her overseas because you had no idea how good she is.
Yeah,
Io
exactly.
Sky, when she was a heel champion,
amazing.
she really was sheltered. She didn't do a lot, right? And obviously we've seen her in these Survivor Series matches, but she does things that no other woman can do, and a lot of guys can't do either.
Her and her
And-
versus
Agreed.
Bailey at WrestleMania
Agreed.
41 was one of my favorite matches
Oh,
of the
dude.
weekend.
Bangers. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's fire. And
Bailey's
that-
so good. I love Bailey.
Like you guys
It
were
was
saying
awesome,
that
dude. Like,
match
fucking,
is
like she's fucking
Yeah.
HPOA for sure.
And just wait
that
till you get
match for
Julia.
Saturday's main
Oh,
event.
God.
Everyone's not talking about it and should be talking about that match with Liv on Saturday's main event. It's going to be so good, especially how they built it. But then the talent in the ring, Liv has come so far.
Oh yeah, dude. She's
from
gotten
say
so
just
good.
2 years ago. She's gotten so amazing in there, and her mic work is amazing. Her acting out is amazing, and like I said, Io Sky is going to do some work that I don't think like. There's going to be a lot of eyes on that have never seen her before, and they're going to go like, "What the hell happened to wrestling?" in a good way. And I think Io's the perfect person to promote that on a network style PLE.
On a
So-
random.
I love everything about. I love everything that Io is doing. Like I love.
She's amazing.
Anytime she puts a trash can on her head and jumps off the top of something, I'm fucking. I go from 6 to midnight. Like it's awesome. Like she's fucking awesome. I fucking love that shit. Like Liv has gone from, like just.
No one has made
whatever
you feel like
to-
that, Joe, since Bull Nakano. Wow. That's a big announcement.
Remember when
Right?
the Bellas knocked her out on for real in the match, like kicked her in the face and knocked her out. I mean, has Liv come a long way
Oh,
from
yeah.
that? Like literally
That's
knocked
right.
her out in the ring.
Was Brie,
Yeah,
huh?
Liv went
I think
from
Brie
just
did.
like,
Bella's
whatever
botched?
to like
Shut up.
all of a sudden
That never
she's
happened.
doing like, like I watched.
It sure did.
Sure
Liv
fucking
went
did.
from like
Fellas
just
don't
like
botch.
kind of almost prelim to now
They're
I
just
watch
terrible in
every,
the beginning.
Every
Yeah,
video
they're the
that
women's
she
coach in
posts,
AEW. Yeah.
every video that Liv posts on YouTube says Liv's butt stuff. I watch that. I watch every single one of those things. Every single one.
Speaking of Liv,
Following it.
randomly, we randomly came. I think they just released it on YouTube. The body cam footage of when she got pulled over and got her little Dewey.
I think it's been out for a while. I think for some odd reason
months,
I've seen
maybe?
it before. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
only
yeah.
part it was
I
kind of
never saw it.
uneventful, other than the part where she because the cop's like, "Do you want me to call anyone for you?" Like, yeah, I gave my phone. She's like, "Can you call Taylor?" And I'm like, "Oh, she's gonna call Bo." And he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And it's like, he's like, "Oh, okay, where's
They're like, can
It
you
was so
call
funny.
can you call VKM please?
Yeah. Can you call Vince?
Oh,
What?
Is
He's like,
she
"You do
dating
that."
Bo
Okay.
Dallas, or is Taylor like just a close friend of hers?
No, Bo Dallas. That's Bo Dallas.
Is Liv Taylor Liv's boyfriend?
I think at the time when that happened, that was what was going on, but not anymore.
No, her and Bo are still together. They have like a real estate company and shit
Oh.
together.
Really?
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
live
know
in
that.
Florida.
I thought,
Oh,
well,
shit.
like when she got when she got pulled over, I could imagine like, oh, I'm in Florida. It's like, oh, just call VKM. You know who it is.
He's so
Can you call Bruce
my
Pritchard?
mom's coming to pick me up right now, and we're gonna come get you. Like, just the way he talks, like he's all like so. I don't know. I love Bo Dallas, man. He's amazing. Like, he's
Well,
so
if
good.
we want to talk about that,
He's so good, dude. Like,
I don't like the way the Wyatt 6 is going. And
No, I agree.
I think they're fine.
I feel super underwhelmed, even though they're in the hands of someone who likes to tell long-term stories, and I appreciate that.
No, I think they're fine. They're fine.
However, I just feel like they're struggling. I think it's the same problem that they had with Bray. Ironically, I think that Vince was the best person to handle Bray, but Vince
That's so
ruined it.
wild.
But Vince ruined it. But Vince was the one who wanted to go over the top because Vince was always like super soap opera, super production.
The reason why
you know,
I
and
like
everything.
it now is because
He just went too far.
they're not just being thrown randomly all the time every week now. They're kind of like in the shadows, you know. Maybe
No.
they'll pull out a video every once in a while.
But
They're
I
does
do,
seem
I do
random.
agree with that because
It does seem random. Like,
but their hype, I think, kind of is stifling them because the videos, you know, like where he was sitting and talking
Yeah.
or whatever, like, and all that were excellent, were amazing. And then the way they debuted when they kind of like knocked everybody out in the gorilla position or whatever, awesome, like amazing. But since then, it's like, but then when you relegate them to mid card, and then you put the momentum Killer Cross, like with them. Like it's killing
Best
them, and they
storyline, best-
loses. They get powder thrown in their face, and they lose. Like I'm like, listen, like I'm not saying they should be undefeated. I'm not saying anything crazy like that.
First
I'm not
loss.
saying there should be. I'm not saying there should be worms on the ring. I'm not saying any
no,
of
but
that.
they should be kicking everybody's ass every week.
I'm just saying that if you're going to use them sparingly or whatever, I'm not saying throw them in the main event. I'm just saying like right now I'm very underwhelmed. And then you put them with one of the like. When Cross and them come out, I mean, you could hear the top person like let an air fart out. You
Yeah,
can
like-
hear a from
like
the
LA
top
Knight,
fucking
right?
row. Nobody cares.
Like LA Knight.
No, nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody
Oh,
cares.
Like LA Knight
And
now.
Carrying Cross, like everyone's just like,
even if
"Ugh,
Cross is the white
boring."
rabbit, okay, everyone will masturbate for a week, and then where do we go from there? Big deal. He's the white rabbit. What does that mean? What does it mean? Like, what
does it
You
mean?
got to
does any
find
of it
out,
mean?
bud.
Like-
we had the White Rabbit clues.
I've
leading
been
up to
waiting
break.
I've been waiting for almost 2 years, like to find out what Cross can do and like what he can do on the main roster.
Well, I mean,
And,
it could
You
be
know
by
what he
design.
can do? He
It could be
can't
by
do
design.
shit.
Triple
either
Triple
this
H,
is going to be the greatest long-term storytelling we've ever seen, or it's going to shit the bed, which it's doing. Like, so I just
It's
feel
100%
Yeah.
shitting the bed.
I feel like the White Six don't get reactions anymore, hardly. I mean, people cheer a little bit, like they pity clap, and I'm like, God, like, how do you get this mysterious group that I loved and I'm excited for?
I think the guy
and
just-
again, they're in the hands of somebody who I am a
I'm
big
telling
fan
you,
of Triple H,
just
and
wait it out.
I
No,
feel
no,
I'll
no,
take
like,
your
there's no
advice.
waiting it-
I'll take your
there's
advice.
no way-
Chris. I'll take your advice.
There's no waiting it out. Like obviously, like we just saw what waiting
There
it
is.
out does with the loss of LA Knight to Shinsuke. Like we were waiting it out. With,
that's a different story.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so
It
at
is,
all. Like
'cause
I
there's
think
two
we were
different-
waiting it out for. I think we were waiting it out for LA Knight's push, and it was coming, and it was slow burn, and it was so slow burn that it has extinguished itself.
But
And
yeah,
so, like now,
We'll
nobody
see.
gives
The
a
big
shit about
difference- the big
nobody
difference
gives a shit
is
about the push. And if you don't take advantage of like the excitement, you don't have to push it like to the rocket, but you have to push it to the point where we actually care. Wyatt 6 a year ago, we were like, or whenever it was, like when they 6 months ago, a year ago, like we were like, oh, it's fucking awesome. This is awesome. Now they
when did they debut?
they pop
I don't
out,
remember.
and I'm like, and they're going to get to, and they're going to get Karrion Cross, and then they lose, and you're like,
Well,
I don't know, I'm bored. I'm
the
bored.
difference
I
between
don't-
LA Knight and the
I
Wyatts-
don't give a shit.
LA
I
Knight
don't give a
is
shit.
the guy that was getting that, or almost like that Stone Cold-esque position. The Wyatt, that whole thing, that's storytelling.
Yeah,
That's
but-
more focused on the storytelling, long-term storytelling. That's all the Wyatt family stuff since the beginning.
I'm
has
willing
ever
to
been.
wait for the
But
Wyatt family. Don't get me wrong.
Knight
Like,
was
I'm
getting
not. Yeah.
LA Knight was getting that Stone Cold push, and or that Stone Cold pop, and they didn't push him. And now,
Yeah,
what was the last
But-
pay per view? He
but
comes out to a fucking to a fart in church, and it's like, oh, okay, like nobody gives a shit.
that's what I'm saying.
Nobody gives
That's
a
the
shit now,
difference. The
because
LA
they-
Knight should have been like a
Well,
pull the
I'm-
trigger right there. He's hot. Pull the trigger.
No,
He's that wrestler. But
agreed. But like they passed the moment. Have they passed the moment on the Wyatt
Wyatt
6?
Six.
well, it's a
I
whole
think they've
faction.
already-
Like
I
I
think
said,
that-
it's a whole
I think
fact. It's a
they've-
different. It's a big difference.
No,
Well,
I think
it's-
I disagree. I think they've already lost the moment.
I
I think
disagree
they've
too,
already lost the moment on
I
Wyatt
think-
6. Like Wyatt 6 is fucking
is-
dead in the water.
This is
Like
where
because they're
so.
this
and
is
you can see who they're feuding with. They should be fucking feuding
Well, Triple
with
H is a big
Seth
fan of
and-
Karrion too, though.
They should be feuding with Seth and Drew and like the upper echelon. Instead, they're feuding with fucking Karrion Kross, who's basically a prelim at this point.
I would have never said
Like-
Shinsuke was going to win the title, and last year they've been talking about how Shinsuke was going to get a push this
I
year.
think Shinsuke's gonna get the shit kicked out of him at Royal Rumble by anybody that is, by somebody because
This
he's a
is where-
transitional champion.
This is where the argument comes into play that I still don't agree with, and I don't think anybody else does. That people are mad there's not enough time in the show. 3 hours, you would
I
have
guess
more
that's what. Yeah,
time
I guess we need the
for
3 hours back, right?
a Wyatt 6 situation. But I still say
Like
I
the
still
3 hours
say-
goes back and the
I
Wyatt
disagree.
6 is like
I
the
don't,
biggest
I
thing
don't
of
want 3
wrestling. I'm like,
hours.
oh.
Let's be clear. I don't want 3 hours. But
Well, it's gonna
I
happen.
don't think a loss hurts them because I tend to agree with you. I don't think this loss hurts
Nah,
them. They're trying to give Karrion a push. I totally disagree with a Karrion push. I think that's dead and over.
That
I think
might
they need
be,
to
yeah.
they need to push those guys off. What is it? What is that tag team that's with them? They changed their name so many
AOP?
times. Those guys, AOP is amazing.
Yeah, they're
You need to
amazing.
Just get those guys in the tag mix and put them with a manager. You can put them with Paul if you want to. I don't care. But like he needs to go. Karrion was released before. Release him again. Whatever. Just get him off my freaking TV show. 100%. Put him somewhere else where someone
Which
should
totally
actually use him
sucks
if they
because,
wanna
like,
use him.
NXT.
man, his build up in NXT was fucking fabulous,
Yeah.
man. I
Just go back
feel-
there,
But I-
honestly. I mean,
that too.
I
That
still
too.
Like, how
have
did they
faith
fuck
in
that
it.
up? Like,
Karrion is good
What do
enough
we
of
think
a storyteller too that I have faith.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
His finisher
LA Knight
sucks,
is,
by the
let's
way.
go
His
now.
finisher,
Main
his
event
finisher
time.
is fucking dumb.
Pull the trigger.
By the way.
Wyatt 6, Karrion's group. That's more methodical storytelling.
I think the problem-
Yeah, but
is a whole
it's a movie.
ritual
It's more of a
also.
movie.
He
That's a
needs-
movie. LA Knight is at fast
yeah, but
action.
it feels,
Let's do this
but
now.
it feels the same way.
And
Like
they
I
fucked
tuned
up.
in, I tuned into Raw on Monday, and like they did that whole match with the whatever, and I was like, they have the greatest
The work was
entrance
good.
fucking ever with the lights, like the darkening of the lights and the fucking
And they do
cell phones
great
and,
work,
like,
Joe.
And they do that in the fucking rocking chair moving by itself and the thing, and you're like, this is awesome. Then they get in the ring, and you're like, I am fucking bored to tears.
I think
Yeah,
They
it's
still
always
put on
kind of
bangers.
the
They
problem,
still put
right?
on bangers. When they
So,
have
am I- so,
Lewis
well, I
and
think
Everybody
Nation,
was good.
they're putting in bangers.
I think
No,
the struggle.
I
I think the
disagree.
struggle. I think the struggle with Triple H is if there's anyone that's going to figure out. I do
There's no
believe
3
he
hours.
will. I do believe that there's no 3 hours. I do believe that Triple H will figure it out. I think Triple H is really good. I think what
He is.
Triple H did though was he did the polar opposite of what Vince did. Vince right away was like supernatural, filmed vignettes, like you fighting in a house in the woods, and I think that took it a little too far. And
No,
Bray was trying to rein
Vince
it back
would have
in.
ruined
and-
it. Vince
COVID
would have
was
ruined
part
Wyatt
of
6.
that.
Now,
Well,
Vince
Vince did ruin it.
Vin-
but I mean, like,
Well,
I
if he
think
was there
now,
now.
I think Triple H is trying to
Vince-
keep them in the
Vince's story-
context of
Vince
Triple
still was
H's
3 or 4
Triple H's
years
whole
ago,
thing
though.
is like, listen, our Triple H is like, listen, our whole thing is like all these characters will eventually cumulate in a ring. Like we're here to
Yeah.
wrestle,
Yeah.
and I think Triple H always has that in mind. And I see that struggle with the Wyatt 6, where he's like, okay, they have to work. They have to get in the ring and work. We're not going to do worms on the ring. We're not going to
Yeah,
do fights in the old cabin.
Thank
by the
God,
way,
dude. Thank
the
God.
work was good, Jess.
We're-
The work was really good.
but I think Triple H is reserved. And to Cuz's point, and what I did say earlier, if there's anyone that I trust, it is Triple H to figure out, okay,
Yeah.
what's the happy medium here? How do we have a tinge of supernatural, like to where it works? So I think Triple H is figuring it out, and I don't
Last
feel
year-
like he's going to give up.
Last year, the rumors were Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor both. With the way both Finn Balor and Shinsuke were built, booked at the beginning of this year, I would have been like, no way they're getting a push. Now they're both getting pushes.
And we'll
I mean,
see.
Same way, it doesn't
we'll
mean
see
it'll
how
be successful.
yeah.
Like maybe people's
We'll
not going to
see.
care.
Like,
and
then
then.
could easily drop
But
the title.
LA
But
Knight,
I think
that
the
was
main,
the
I think the
fuck up. LA
main
Knight was the
problem
fuck up.
with,
Joker.
I think the main problem
with
was why
Shin-
I don't connect with Judgment Day, and I also anymore. I used to connect with Judgment Day. I don't anymore.
No,
And why I
because
don't
it's
connect with the
boring.
Wyatt 6 is with any faction,
I still like it too.
you
though.
need
I still like-
you need a lead person, and Bo
don't
Dallas
have a lead
just seems like he's mixing in with them, and they're all mid carders. And same thing with Finn, even
Just
though I know to
roll
Cuz's
one,
point,
Jess.
I know, yeah, I know. I know, painfully. And then same thing with Finn. To Cuz's point, he's going to get a push, but they need a leader. They need somebody. You know, in a weird way, Rhea became the de facto leader, even though their whole thing was like there is no leader. Rhia became the leader of Judgment Day, and that
Finn's been
was
taking that
was
role.
the leader, and when she left, that like you lost that. It'd be
Finn's
And
like,
been
Dom was
taking that
kind
role
of like
now.
Dom was like
it'd
her
be like going
support.
back to like 1987, and like you're trying to create the Four Horsemen, and there's no Ric Flair. You have Arn, Ole, Lex, and fucking Rick Steiner. Well, who the fuck is the
I think that's
leader
the
of
problem
that?
with the Wyatt Six. I think that if
You know,
if Bo has a stronger like presence and he's the one that like, okay, you could beat the other people, but you can't beat Bo. Or I'm not saying anybody can't take a loss. That's not.
Are you guys
don't
watching
hear me
all of the
wrong, but-
Raws?
Nobody-
Like, are you guys watching all of Raws too, though? Like, seeing
I
all
mean,
the videos?
I tried him in the majority. I tried to.
Because I mean, they still do the
Thanks to
promos.
Daily Motion. Yeah.
Bo is starting to like. It's really hard to tell him apart from Bray because he's letting himself go, like with the beard and the hair, and the way he's
Hey,
cutting
dude,
the
he
promos.
sounds like him too.
Sounds-
He sounds
sounds
like
like
him.
Yeah,
him.
it's like
Yeah.
crazy. But Finn, same thing. They've been building that like he's taking charge, and it's like he's saying this stupid little saying: "When you listen to Finn, you win." Like that. So they're doing that whole thing. He's taking the role of leader. It's
It's
fucking
not
great.
bad, cuz.
No, it's fucking funny though. It's fucking great.
But he loses all
They're
the
still-
time though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's
why I'm like, really?
But that's taken like a year for it to come into fruition, you know? Like, and so like,
I think they
after
have
a
plans.
year of him, after a year of him fucking getting his ass kicked every time, they're like, no, Finn's a winner, and you're like, is he though? Like, cause he lost like fucking every pay-per-view for a year.
He's been
Can
winning
I-
now though. Like
Oh,
he's
yeah,
been
sure.
winning now. But yeah, that's
Can I
that's
just- can I
why he
just say,
started
like,
having that
isn't
ego.
Isn't this like isn't this the cycle of how wrestling used to work? People would go on runs and
Yeah.
people would,
No, yeah,
lay down for people and it's not my time, kid.
Same
It's
thing.
like Cena got his ass kicked for a few years. Finally, he was kind of the exception to the rule. We were super Cena for a while because there was nobody else.
Yeah,
But
Dave,
when things are working well, there's always someone that's got to take it on the shirt, and there's always going to be someone that's going to go on a year run when it's working right.
yeah, but
I
you have
mean,
to also
Cody-
consider like their wrestling moves at a way faster rate now than it did then. You know, like
I
Triple H
disagree
trying
with
to
that
slow
with
that
Triple
down.
H. Not with storyline. He's slowed it way down.
Mhm. Yeah, storyline's way slowed down now. But
He slowed it way down. Now Roman's going to start losing.
But-
I mean, now,
that's a
But
good point. That's
to
a
be
good
fair,
point,
To be
too.
fair, on Joe's point,
I don't think that Roman's going to start losing.
to be fair on Joe's
Yeah,
point,
well,
the fans,
We'll see.
the patience is more of what moves faster, of who stays over and who
Yeah.
doesn't. That's to be fair or to agree with you on
Yeah.
that part, Joe.
I believe as long as they keep the whatever storylines they're doing topical, and I think that's where Vince lost it in the mid '90s, is he just kept the formula of the '80s of like these silly characters. Like as long as they keep everything topical, and Triple H seems like he wants to, I've always been a firm believer that long-term storytelling will win out over banger matches. Banger matches are good when they need to happen with the appropriate people, but like if all you're doing, like to use AEW as contrast. If all you're doing is trying to work towards, well, this is going to be a banger match. This is going to be a banger match. Yeah, but I know, but I don't know their characters. I don't know the storylines. You won't capture your audience.
Is it
And
really a
ev-
banger though when
and
it's
Jess,
copy
that's-
paste throughout the whole night? I don't know.
I think
I
I
don't
would
know.
rather
Well, no,
see.
but like I mean, like
I would rather
sorry,
be
but, like, when,
disappointed
like,
in Survivor
when-
Series than
when
have no storylines at all.
when Ospreay
I
and
didn't hear you,
fucking
Jess, sorry.
MJF go off on a match that like
Well, that's
it, like destroys everything but has no story. You're right. Doesn't have any story. Was it an awesome match? 100%. It was a fucking
yeah.
awesome match.
Yeah.
Did
sure.
Did it have the
Did it
same?
move anything?
Did it have the same weight as Roman and Cody? I don't know. Probably not. But
No.
because Roman and Cody had 2 years of fucking build up to.
Yeah.
Was
And-
Roman and Cody a good match? No, it wasn't. It was okay.
Well, it was
fine.
a good match. It wasn't as
It was
good
fine.
as Ospreay.
Was it
sure.
Ospreay and fucking MJF? No, it wasn't.
No.
But storyline, was it fucking awesome?
10 times
Yeah,
better.
it was,
10
but-
times
Jess,
better.
what'd you say about
Yeah.
Survivor Series?
So I guess
I couldn't hear you
What are you judging on at that point?
after Joe's.
I said I would rather be with the Triple H regime. I would rather be disappointed in Survivor Series, but have good storylines
Oh,
told.
yeah.
Because you will sacrifice some pay-per-views sometimes.
and
like
and
with
yeah, I
that.
mean, for the most part, they always do have bangers on their pay-per-views.
They do.
Which is this,
They
you know,
do. I mean,
this
and the
last
work
one-
rate. I mean, what are we saying is not good work right now? It's so weird how
yeah, I
like
know.
we, You know what I mean? Like it's like
It just wasn't their best, Jess.
It's weird. It's like I would rather have what we saw in Survivor Series, which was not a bad show, except for the women botching everywhere.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It set the tone.
But I mean,
That's
like
all.
still, they still held to the story. The storylines still go right through each other,
Right.
and then it keeps going like on the weekly television.
And-
I
and
love
Justin-
it. It reminds me. I feel so at home because it's what we grew up with
It's
when
what
it was
we-
working.
Right.
And Triple H
And
is
Justin,
the
Joe,
same way.
to your point with the storylines being this way, this is exactly why the Wyatt Six have to take a back seat for now, and you're not going to hear much from them. You're going to see them just enough to remember them, and then wait for 2025 when, I hate to say it, you'll have more TV time, and you'll see a lot more of them. I'm
Yeah,
guaranteed.
so
Yeah,
have
maybe.
3 hours on
Yeah,
Raw
maybe
and
as well.
SmackDown.
No, I mean,
What do you
my only comment is
Yeah, go
like
ahead.
we're not even started the road to WrestleMania.
The only comment
So
of the
it's like
night.
We're almost
Right.
we're almost in like a little dead period anyway. So it's like
Yeah.
we have to sit
Yeah.
and wait from everything from January to March, and then we can be like,
They're gonna.
fuck that.
You know what
I
they're
guess-
gonna do. You know what they're gonna do.
I agree with you,
What do you
Craig.
guys, what do you guys think about this though? Like,
We're-
is that
Alexa
is that-
Bliss is due
that-
back probably, right?
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
it
That's
could be a
another.
long-
That is another angle in that whole fucking situation too. You know what they're gonna do? They're leading up to carrying Cross's faction and the Wyatt Six getting their own 3-hour show on Thursdays.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Are you talking about
Hey, you blew that shit up, dude. Like,
KKE?
Wow.
Well, and the reason why I think I'm being hard on them right now is the original Wyatt family was one of the most original, fucking amazing things I've ever seen. And
awesome. Dude, it's
I-
fucking amazing.
even when they first came over to the main roster as well from NXT, I was like, dude, this is like so good. And then Vince just ruined it because he's like, well, this has to be supernatural. I have to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. For all the story. No, you don't. Like, yeah, but like, so I'm really desperately in Triple H's hands. I'm like, I want you to make the Wyatt Six what the Wyatt family should have been.
Well,
Like,
Bo
and I
said
really want that.
Bo said all of this was supposed to be it also with Bray Wyatt, of course. All of this is supposed to
Right.
be happening right now. Like,
I really want that because I really am a fan of that. I'm really like, I would love it to come full circle because I think that would honor Bray more than anything is to make the original Wyatt
the
family
red circle.
work the way.
Karrion Cross, he's got you, buddy. See, he's got you.
Oh, Jesus.
The White Rabbit.
Jesus.
Yeah, the red
I
circle.
also feel like the biggest problem with that whole thing that we're talking about is, in my opinion, the two best members, in my opinion, are dead. That's just what it is. I mean, Luke Harper was a fucking
Harper.
genius,
Yeah,
dude.
Harper. was-
Bray Wyatt and Dan Spivey.
Luke, Dan Spivey, yeah. Luke Harper.
Hey, Rowan can move pretty good though.
Mr. Gatorroll, yeah. I
As long
loved
as
it.
Rowan
I
is in
loved-
the
I
tag
loved
team
him,
matches,
man. God.
he does his part very well.
Yeah, no, he does. He really does. The
Yeah.
talent's there. I'm just a little underwhelmed. However,
Yeah.
I look forward. to
I'm real high on Dexter
Fucking
Loomis
Lloyd,
right now. The
man.
work he's doing in the ring is
Dude,
superb.
dude.
Dexter Loomis is incredible.
Dude, when that fucking suicide or that coffin drop basically thing that he does, like that cannonball coffin drop, that's fucking crazy, dude.
over the entire ring pole, not just over the ropes,
Yeah.
over the ring pole.
I thought, dude,
Yeah.
like the way he landed on that one on Raw, I was like, holy shit, dude, that was a close call.
I
right
thought he
there.
was gonna get hurt a
Yeah, I
couple of
did
times
too.
when he's done it. Yeah, but Loomis is up there. He's
I've always liked him too.
he's definitely caught attention.
He's always been good.
He's really good. Yeah, it's a good fit for him. I'm glad.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the things where this is really working
Yeah.
with someone like Loomis,
You did
where
pull
he
the
wouldn't have had anything otherwise.
yeah, because it easily like Joe Gacy, his like gimmick in NXT was already kind of along the cultish like thing.
Yeah,
anyways.
I like him a lot too.
So
and
it's
yeah.
all they got the
Yeah.
perfect people to fit
they
in.
got talent.
They could have just
Yeah,
thrown
they
in
got-
like fucking Otis and like fucking I don't know like
Can you imagine
They
Otis?
didn't have him.
Otis
He
trying
probably
to be all
would've
like
been great. He'd have
serious.
been like the
like,
leader.
What you talking about, man?
I know. Actually, Otis. Yeah, I was gonna say Otis actually probably would have been good. Actually, in there.
just the
I love
scary
Otis,
like
but
back
not
the
for that.
scary
Not for
backwoods brother, like just killing people would be great.
just like
Awesome.
like the blob that like if he touches you and catches you. Like,
Yeah, he
so
just
big,
destroys you.
like,
Braun
so
Strowman
moving.
is another guy that could be involved in that eventually too.
I've been
That's another-
waiting for them to bring him
Yeah,
into
that's
it.
true.
I
That's-
mean, come on,
Yeah.
like it's right
Oh,
there.
Dude, he's one sprained ankle away from losing an entire leg. Like that's
I know, dude.
he is awful. Like I just
Pretty deadly.
he can't run anymore. He can't do anything.
He was on SmackDown
He's
and
breaking down.
he was on SmackDown and Pretty Deadly walked up to him and asked if he could be in their Pretty Deadly the musical Christmas special.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He
Yeah.
said no. And he just walked.
No.
Yeah. What about Kenny Omega, man?
he's the big show, just 2 years behind.
Why does it seem like
it's getting really bad.
AEW's like not really pumping him up with his return?
Well, they're not because he's going back to Japan.
I thought he's just gonna go wrestle a couple matches over there.
Well, that's his return match. Like instead of returning in AEW, like everyone's like they're wondering if like they're all pulling apart from each other. Like the Elite is off TV now, and then but I don't know if that's happening because it's just not a good combination and they're all going silent or whatever. And then Kenny Omega made a big deal when he came back for Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
That's the beginning show of New Japan, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning of the year.
That's their WrestleMania.
So he's coming back then, and he did not make his return on AEW. So people are like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you guys were executives.
WWE?
And then Elite pulled themselves off television and all that stuff. So it's really weird, like what's
Omega's
going on right
going
now.
Didn't Kenny have like a 7-year deal with Tony as well? I mean,
I'm not sure what the deal. Well, I mean, they're EVPs, so they have like they have invested.
Yeah.
Wrestle Dynasty is the same weekend, I think, right? So like they do have a something that around that Wrestle Kingdom way, but I don't know if Kenny's announced.
Didn't he recently just say, like, didn't he say, well, yeah, I guess I would, I got to think about I'm winding down. I guess I would maybe want to, see who I could, end my career with in WWE.
And he did say he owes New Japan everything because basically when he hit the ceiling in the independents here and nobody else wanted him, he went over to Japan and that's where he kind of made his name. And then like when he came over to AEW, the Elite, Cody, they were all big in New Japan, and that was the American faction that came over.
Yeah.
To kind of Switchblade too, Jay. Like so, like there was that whole faction that came over and kind of started AEW. I mean, AEW is going to get worse before it gets better because it doesn't matter what you think about Tony Khan. He overloaded the roster anyway, and then he also
he's gonna
put
have to
too many people. Yeah, he put too many people in charge. I mean, you have the Elite, you have Adam Page, obviously, which has a lot of stroking back. You had Cody, who was an EVP. You have Kenny Omega. Is Daniel
Bryan involved too?
Daniel Bryan's not part of. He's on EVP, but he's one that Tony loves, so he listens. Like that's the thing. It's like they have to figure out a way to trim it. Like the Elite's just gone. Like fuck the fucking Young Bucks. Like honestly, like it's just there. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to go ahead and say I don't know who they are personally, and I don't know. Like I've never heard anything.
Fuck the Young Bucks.
But I mean, like didn't you?
Not everybody. Not everybody is
say it proud.
Not everybody is cut out to kind of produce and be backstage. And Michael Jordan may not be the best coach, right? But he was one of the greatest players, if not the greatest player of all time. And
Flair, Hogan were great professional wrestlers. But they were not great fucking producers or great
bookers.
Or bookers
Tropic Thunder,
of the product.
Right? There's just a way like
sucked at that.
Yeah,
I was a producer on that.
And maybe we're going through that weird thing where like they're shedding their skin right now. They have to get rid of.
Yeah.
And they have to build up who they have. We're too used to seeing that. That's all we saw in the first 2 years was the Elite and all that. And like they have to figure out like how to get past it. And I'm glad that the Young Bucks are off television.
You know what they need to do?
I do miss Omega.
Dynamite. You know what they need to do for Dynamite, right?
What?
Add a third hour.
3 hours?
At 3 hours?
3 hours?
So fucking funny. God damn, that'd be so funny. If they legitimately did it and it's the greatest wrestling show we've ever seen. Like,
because you've done it.
It brings them back.
Done it. You fixed it all.
That is the Halloween 3 joke of the week.
We got to end on that high note. We'll
brought to you by Prime.
Yeah,
we'll see you at the matches.
We'll see you at the Saturday Night's Main Event matches, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, it's
This joke brought to you by Prime.
Prime.